the huge costs for animation audiovisual works. So what we are doing with this fund, we are funding the production of audiovisual works such as animated feature films and TV series. Also, in this case, the main stakeholders involved are Puglia Region, Puglia Film Commission, and the operators. Since the fund was launched in July 2020, we estimate this will close in July 2022 at least, because this fund is open. I mean that it will be available until the all the resources, all the financial resources are spent, are available. So we estimate that the budget devoted to the funding of animated feature films and TV series will be about 1 million. And so the funding source is always the same, our regional operational program 2014-2020. Our third action is another fund as well, which is the Apulia Short and Digital Production Fund. This was launched 1 month after the launch of the Apulian Film Fund. But as you can understand from the title itself, it's addressed for the first time it's an entire fund just devoted to animation, gaming, and short movies production. So to the new trends which Puglia region would like to invest on. So 3 different tenders have been created, one for animation, one for gaming, and one for short movies. And the total budget of this fund is of 400,000 euros, out of which we estimate 120,000 will be destined to the animation tender. So the stakeholders involved are always the same, and the aim is to support the executive production of short animation works on 3 main topics, which are environment, memory, and health. And so always we estimate the time frame being from August 2020 until the end of 2021, and the funding sources is always our regional operational program. About our fourth action, it's Il Polo del Digitale project. So what is this? It's an Apulian hub for local companies and the freelance workers of the digital sector. So animation, gaming, cross-media, virtual effects, and post-production. And it will be located in the Apulia Film House in Bari. Il Polo del Digitale intends to be an operational multitasking space that will strengthen the cooperation and build a competitive network among local digital professionals. So the stakeholders involved are always Puglia Region, Apulia Film Commission, and our regional operators. We think this action is already in progress because the equipment of a room, a specific room of Apulia Film House is already in progress that will host this Polo del Digitale, and so we expect this action to be completed within the end of 2022 with an estimated budget of 100 euros. In this case, the funding sources are always the regional operational program and Apulia Film Commission's own funds. So just a picture about the Apulia Film House, which is where I am right now, and it was inaugurated in July 2020, and it's the new home for cinema in Puglia and a production hub for audiovisual company. It was also candidated together with the Apulia Film Commission itself as a good practice of Puglia region in the frame of ALICE project on the Interreg Europe platform. Okay, so our last action is the animation cluster in Puglia, which is a cluster gathering Apulian animation and digital professionals, which is inspired also by the work we have been carrying out in the frame of Working Group 4, Cluster and the Smart Specialization, in cooperation with the Polish partner, and which we will present tomorrow. But the creation of the animation cluster is also an idea which we can say was also built thanks to Alice project, because always during this famous first meeting with the stakeholders, the need for clustering, for networking, and for finding a space to cooperate, to work together. Sorry, can you hear me? Oddio, mi si è chiuso il...
It's okay. No, it's okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I don't know why, but I can't see my presentation anymore.
Okay, but we can see it, and
okay.
It is streamed, so everything seems to be working.
Okay, so just to say that the aim of the cluster is to favor the cooperation and build strategic business partnerships and ecosystem, share the best skills and networking relations, and work together for the creation of new competitive products open to new opportunities. The stakeholders involved are always the same. The animation cluster was already presented to the public during the Puglia Animation Day, which we have organized last 8 July, was presented so to the public, and so now the activities, these networking activities are starting. So the cost foreseen is about 50,000. And this will be funded with the regional operational program and also with Apulia Film Commission's own funds. Thank you. That's the end of my presentation. I can't see. Okay, I can see now.
Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Marta, so much for the insightful presentation. We could see it and we could hear you perfectly. So with every new participant, we are even doing better than before. And I would like to say thanks to all the supporting group at the chat. I can see some people are very supportive, like Mar, I can see even commenting Daniel, so thank you so much guys for this is what we call like interregional collaboration. Okay, so now with no further ado, I would like to welcome our partners from Slovak Republic, from the Ministry of Culture of the Slovak Republic, and it's going to be a presentation by Martina Čeretkova. Martina is here. Yes, Martina, so the floor is yours now.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, everything is working perfectly.
Okay, perfect. So, yes, hello to everyone. Good morning or good lunchtime. I would also like to thank to our colleagues from Poland to making this happen. So thank you. And I would like to, yes, briefly go through our action plan that we would like to implement in Slovak Republic. I would like to start with the point that from the very beginning of the Alice project and when meeting with our stakeholders group, we were talking about the action plan, and we put the emphasis on this point. So I would like to say also that maybe in somehow we created our action plan from the very beginning. Although at the stakeholders meeting where several stakeholders from also some most important organizations when speaking about the audiovisual sector in Slovakia were involved, but also several animators and producers working in the animation sector. But we were, and we are also very much inspired by the work of our colleagues within the ALICE projects. So if it was the working group 1 or working group 2 that were dealing with the legal or finance issues, or maybe training issues, or maybe mapping methodology, that we also had the chance to cooperate a bit at the very starting point with our Spanish partners. So all these things were very inspirational for us. And now I would like to go to the 3 activities that we would like to implement. So basically, I could say that they will focus, or their focuses on the following fields: supporting mechanism of co-productions in the animation sector, supporting talents through specific educational activities, but also, and we would like to promote the animation sector, Slovak animation sector, increase our visibility of the authors and creators coming from our territory, and also maybe at national, but hopefully also at the international level. How we would like to implement these things. So, as I said, inspired by the work of our partners, we would like to implement the SMART directory into our territory. So, as Philip at the very beginning of this meeting said, it could be a very nice and very strengthening tool for increasing the co-productions on the international level. So we spoke with this or about this SMART directory with our stakeholders as well, of course, and they proved when reading and dealing with this document that under some conditions it will be very interesting for us to implement this model in our territory. We would like to speak more about this opportunity as we started, but we would like to talk more about this with the Slovak Audiovisual Fund and Slovak Film Institute, which are the main institutions that could help us with this and implement this. So this is, in very short, our action number 1. Other 2 actions are based within the dialogue of another stakeholder from our stakeholders group, which is the Biennale of Animation Bratislava, which is the festival that has more than 30 years tradition. It is happening on international level, and it is happening every 2nd year, so it's a biannual thing, I would say. But although they are biannual, they are they are not sleeping within these 2 years, and they are really working on education things. And with the new directory of this festival, they are putting a really big emphasis on this. So very much inspired by 2 things, but now I would like to say the first one. They created a very simple brochure that will say to people how to start with making the animation content and how to basically start to be an animator. It's a 1-page long brochure, and when speaking about this, we see that we could put this activity on a higher level when organizing workshops that will happen, like educational workshops dealing with animation that will happen or taking place in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, but also other towns in Slovakia. And we would also like to put in this action how-to videos that will deal how you can start with the animation in more detailed way, where animators and teachers from our territory will guide you through this process. We see this also as an important thing, as Slovakia, we have a big tradition in animation, really big tradition, but still talking to our stakeholders as well, we pointed out, or the thing that was screaming out loud mostly was that there are not that much capacities in this sector, although this sector is proven to be like sustainable, beneficial, or financial beneficial, and like very helpful for other sectors as well. So this is why we would like to be focused on education by this action. And so I would like to go to the third and the last action of our action plan, that is also created mostly on the base of the Biennale of Animation Festival, but also again on the work of our partners from Belgium and their smart directory and the database, because obviously we very much like databases in Slovakia, or would like to improve this tool here. Because Biennale of Bratislava, or Biennale of Animation in Bratislava, will organize very nice exhibition that will basically show the work of all the animators that are active in our territory. The aim is to put this into online as well, as it would be a shame if it won't end. And we see this as a very nice and very helpful starting point to create a database of animators working in Slovakia that will help, again, to be more connected within the animators, to be more connected within the producers or the sector as it's given. So, yes, basically I will say that this is it. Maybe we have a bit modest actions involved in our action plan than maybe our other partners has, but I still believe that we will implement or improve the sector in our territory. And yes, thank you for having the opportunity to present it. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. I guess that no action is really modest, so every action counts. So thank you for what you are doing in your region. And now we're landing back in Poland, and we're going to have Marcin Kotyła from the Polish Animation Producers Association presenting the local action plan, but I would like to give a big shout to Beata Kulinka here from Rzeszów Regional Development Agency, as well as Małgorzata Kilian, who's been the secret masters of everything that's been happening today. So Marcin, now the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. I think that I will be invisible, so it will be more like the voiceover, but it's more important that you see the presentation than to see me. And during the presentation, you can still watch the members of the Polish Animation Producers Association. Okay, is it working? Okay. So our action plan is made from 3 actions, but first I want to introduce the Polish Animation Producers Association, because I believe that you know quite well the Rzeszów Regional Development Agency, which is a partner of the ALICE project. But here in Poland, we collaborate with the agency as a Polish Animation Producers Association. And our association, as the name says, is the association of the producers of the animated movies. And we unite 45 producers from 24 animation studios in Poland. And we also cooperate with the film institutions in Poland and abroad to support animation producers. Of course, we are collaborating with the Polish Film Institute, but also with the regional organization like the CE Animation which I believe is known also for the for our partners from the Slovak Republic. And the actions will be made with cooperation between the Rzeszów Local Development Agency and the Polish Animation Producers Association. And we have 3 actions. First one is the support the adaptation of the educational program of schools and universities to the demand of skills in the animation industry. The second is networking and educational activities aimed at increasing the potential of entities in the animation industry and the development of animated production projects to a commercial scale. And the third, the last but not least, is a market research of the animation industry in Poland. So the first action have, as I remember, 3 activities. The first activity is developing the recommendations for universities regarding the standards of the teaching in artistic and IT faculties or specializations and educating future specialists for the animation industry. Recommendations will be developed by the main stakeholder of the project, so this is our association, the Polish Animation Producers Association, but in cooperation with the animation producers and with universities, including a private university from the Podkarpackie region, University of Information and Technology and Management in Rzeszów. And this activity came from the idea and problem that many times when we speak with the producers, but also with the students and with the universities, there is a strange situation that we have, on one hand, students or graduates who are looking for a job and cannot find a job, for example, in the animation industry. And on the other hand, we've got the studios and the producers who are looking for the employees, and they found the employees, but the employees they don't have skills that they needed. So we hope that this activity will help to do something with the situation, with this problem. And the second activity is submission of an application for the classification of the new profession, animator, to the catalog of the professions which is made by the Ministry of Development, Labor and Technology in Poland. And the catalog for now doesn't include the animator as a profession. Mostly the animators are found like as some kind of creators or as a category of other artistic profession, but we want the Ministry of Development and the catalog to have an animator as an actual profession. And the third activity in this action is the cooperation with the university, the private university that I mentioned before, the University of Information Technology and the Management in Rzeszów, which collaboration we started in the ALICE project thanks to the Rzeszów Local Development Agency, but now I'm gone. I will drink some water.
Okay, so it seems like there is a small problem, but apparently you can still see us and hear us. So
yeah.
Marcin, maybe
okay.
You can continue.
I can try to continue, but okay. So we stopped on third activity from the first section. So, does everyone see the presentation and everything is okay?
Can see the presentation, so
okay, so the only problem is our problem.
We're back.
Okay, we're back, but we're still here all the time. So the cooperation with the private university includes the signing of a cooperation agreement between these two entities, so our association and the university, and it's already made. And it will provide a strategic partnership on the educational program for the specialization for computer graphics and multimedia production, which is newly created at this university. And here you can see the stakeholders which will be involved in this action and in this all three activities. So this is of course Polish Animation Producers Association, and of course Rzeszów Local Development Agency, but also animation studios and producers associated in NSPPA, academies of fine arts, and other universities, and especially University of Information Technology and Management in Rzeszów. And the second action is a networking activity. We plan to organize in cooperation with the regional film commissions in Poland 4 online networking meetings, workshops aimed at smaller entities operating in the animation industry, focused on the exchange of knowledge and experience between experienced animation producers and studios and entities that implement smaller scale projects to help them in these 2 topics. First, in the development of commercial scale animation production projects, and second, to activate them and support their development. Because this type of networking will make it possible to assess the development potential of an entity operating in the animation industry and support it in its development by commissioning services or joint implementation of activities with an animation entity or studio with extensive experience in the industry. And this actually also serves to develop new collaborations and in the future, we hope, also co-productions. And in this section, again, the stakeholders which will be involved will be our association, also all the studios and producers associated in SPPA, and film commissions, Podkarpackie Film Commission, Łódź Film Commission, and Kraków Film Commission, but also other film commissions in Poland. And the third action, it's last, but it's not smaller. I even think that it is bigger because it's market research of the animation industry in Poland. Because the last research like this was made in 2015, and it was really important, and the reports from this research was very useful, but for now, all the data and information from this report are quite outdated, and there is a big need to repeat the research and to make a new one. And the implementation of the research will be made as a part of Polish Film Institute operational program, Dissemination of Film Culture, Priority 5, Audiovisual Market Research, and it will be partially funded by the budget from the Polish Film Institute. And the research will be focused on diagnosis of the current situation in Polish animation industry, of course. Also the analysis of the position of Polish industry in reference to European market, description of good practices of cooperation between the industry and the educational system, because this educational part from the first action is quite important for us, and we want to work on it, and we will be working with this research on this research also with the Academy of Fine Arts in Krakow. And the last point that we want to include in the research is developing recommendations for the industry and the institutions. And of course, there will be report published after the research. And we want to, of course, to publish it in Polish to share it with our studios and our producers and our institutions, but we also plan to translate maybe not all the report, but some parts, some abstract from the report to English, to share it with partners from Europe and European institutions. And the stakeholders which will be involved in this research is our association, the Polish Film Institute, which is partially funding the research, our studios, the research company Ecoris Poland, and the Academy of Fine Arts in Krakow. And I believe this is our last action. Yeah, so now I just want to thank you.
Thank you, Martin. I would like to ask you to approach the camera so that people can see you at least for 1 bit. Yes.
I'm here. I was there, but now I'm here, and you can see me.
Okay, thank you, Martin, for presenting this local plan. And now I would like to open the floor for a sort of discussion, because we all heard from our partners about their local plans, and everything you've done so far is pretty much amazing. So maybe I'd like to ask you about some biggest challenges that you came across when you were implementing the plans and when you were creating them, and also about some good practices with working with stakeholders. So perhaps I would have to pick one person who's going to share their challenges, and maybe I'd like to start with Philip. Philip, to turn on his camera and microphone. I would also like to remind you that we have this chat box open and ready for your questions or anything you'd like to discuss. And I guess that this is quite a unique opportunity to, hi Jean, to all of us. I
don't know why I'm on here. It just said, will I allow it to do it? And I said yes, so I'll go away. I don't know how to do it though exactly.
Okay, we tried to break the ice, you know, and you were picked by the machine. Okay, can we have maybe Philip here so that he can share some of the biggest challenges on their side? Philip, if you can hear us, maybe you can turn on your camera. It's not working, perhaps so. Okay. So maybe before that happens, that we have Philip joining, I'd like to maybe ask Martin or Beata to share some of their challenges on the Polish side, perhaps. Beata, if you can give us some insights.
The challenges from our point of view as Rzeszów Regional Development Agency were a bit regional, yes, because we have many people working directly or indirectly in animation sector in the region. However, these are in general small-scale companies or companies which work result is a bit connected with animation, not directly. So thinking about giving them a chance to develop, because they have a great potential. I mean, they have interesting ideas for new animation projects, but during the meetings we spoke that they face the problems that very often they don't have a possibility to develop due to some financial barriers, due to the barriers connected with using the equipment and software which is requested when cooperating with advanced animation studios. So we faced two different kind of problems. First one, connected with technology, possibility to develop skills, and this is the idea and the problem we face on regional level, trying to cooperate with the university, or regional university, and thinking how to organize maybe a technology and a skill area that people could use the equipment and advanced software and increase their skills. But this is the work on the regional level, and maybe we are thinking maybe it won't be a cluster, but it might be a technology space in a cooperation of the university, business association, and already companies that are existing and working in the region, including the gaming companies, which are developing quite well in the region. And the second problem was that these people would need a support and advice from more advanced and more experienced professionals working in the industry. And this is one of the actions that is included in our action plan, to give them a floor to learn from more experienced professionals, present their ideas, the projects they are working on, and give them possibility to collaborate. So that was the biggest challenge from the region, from our regional level, and that's why we are so lucky and we are very happy that we managed to start a cooperation with Association of Polish Animation Producers and companies that are associated, and we are lucky that we have you all here. And additionally, very important factor for us for the cooperation and for bringing the knowledge and great ideas to our pool, regional pool, was the cooperation with film commissions, and especially with Łódź Film Commission. I'm very happy that Monika Głowacka, head of the Łódź Film Commission, is here today with us. Because during our ALICE meetings, Monika shared a very good and very practical opinion on what's really necessary for the industry in Poland. What are some also the challenges? Yes, we are facing every day. That some actions maybe would be very interesting for us, but we need to think about them in the perspective of maybe a few years ahead, not exactly within 1 year, which is dedicated to the action plan, so maybe for the future, but the collaboration, both interregional with our ALICE partners and some good practices and knowledge and inspirations that we had from this collaboration, and also the knowledge and experience and advices of our national stakeholders, film commissions, brought us to the level that we have our action plan, but our action plan is some kind of basis, as we spoke with Marcin, that this is the basis which we see that is possible in the frame of 12 months. But we have also some other ideas, expectations, and we hope that maybe in the frame of these 12 months and have years next after the second phase of ALICE, we will keep this cooperation, increase the network, and we will be able to implement them. So these were challenges, but also the challenges brought great cooperation and great people that we could share the knowledge and experience, and I'm very happy they are here. And I would like to also invite you all who are gathered here to share also your very, very interesting ideas and also the actions that you are already implementing and that are linked partly to the action plan, but also go beyond it. So I leave the floor to our stakeholders to share also their great ideas, because I think that ALICE partners would be very much interested in. So,
okay, sorry. Yes, maybe I'm going to say about maybe not the training program, but the project that we are preparing now. In fact, waiting for the results because we applied for the European funds for that. So we are trying to develop the strategy for the for the education, but professional education for the animation in Poland. This is something that will be additional program to the program that is now implemented, that is now in the universities and art academies, because it's not something that it's something additional, and it's something that will be mainly for the people who already finished the university and they are starting their career in animation. We hope that in the next years we will prepare this program with Polish animation studios, also with Polish academies and universities, with the experts, and it allows us to prepare young people to start a career in animation with well-developed skills, because as we said earlier, this is a big problem in Poland, that people who finish studies or different kind of schools, they are not well prepared to start working in the studios. They have to be still trained, because they don't have big technical skills, if you could say that. They are very well educated in the directing area, let's say, so they know how to direct the film, but they don't have a good technical skills. And we are trying to improve that, so we would like to create a kind of, we will see what, because the strategy should say what it will be, to help studios to find good workers and to help people who are finishing their education to start a career. I think what is important, we will start this program, this project with a big research, and we will check how different European countries deal with it, with the situation, because probably this is the problem that is not only in Poland. So what are other kind of solutions, thank you. So what are the solutions in the different countries? And maybe we'll implement this kind of solution here. But what is important, we will do the field research in the Polish industry, in the European industry, and based on that, I think in the 10 months' time, we will create a strategy that hopefully will be implemented in the Polish studios and help to solve this problem. That's all. Sorry, I was like just.
Very good, thank you, Paulina. So, yeah, let me just say that it was Paulina Macharek from Moleskine speaking, because we didn't have the opportunity to really introduce you. But thank you, Beata, for this, for sharing and breaking the ice, hopefully. And now, perhaps continuing on this educational side. I could see that Philip was here, but he's gone now, or he's here. I wanted to ask Philip and Laurent perhaps to share, continue on this educational side, because what Laurent told us about this training of the teachers or trainers, right, in a way that would enforce this sort of bridging the animation producers with the, or like answering to their demands through the training of the very precise training. So perhaps, guys, if you could share some of your challenges that you encountered where you were working on this particular educational action. Yes, and Philip?
Okay. Can you see me or hear me? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, wonderful. I didn't know. So, if I understand well, you are asking about what kind of training we are thinking about. One of the biggest challenge for the moment is the use of gaming engine in the animation. you know, it's a new technique, but everybody is speaking about it, but there is no real training for this. And so it's the main purpose for the moment for us. And I want to say to you that with Cineregio, we are finishing just now a report on this precise challenge. So the use of gaming engine in the animation, and for us it will be the first object. But I'm not sure you are hearing me. Yes? No? It's very special.
Yes, we hear you.
We can hear you, so you can continue.
I feel alone.
No, you're here with us. Definitely. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
It's special.
Yeah, it's very special. But I guess that we should make it even more special by continuing. So, Philip, if you would like to add anything to the challenges in terms of developing the educational side of your activities within the plan, then you can continue. And if not, then we can ask some other participants to share.
Oh, that's it for me. I want to become a tool.
Okay, thank you so much. So perhaps now I would like to maybe travel to Spain very briefly. I don't know if perhaps we would get lucky now and we will get to see or hear Mar with us, but let's see.
I don't know if
oh yeah,
now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Wonderful.
Yes, Mark, it's great to hear you. So I would like to ask you about some biggest challenges that you encountered on the way when creating the local plan for Spain, and perhaps what sort of opportunities appeared when you were working on the solutions.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you again to Ivan, because fortunately we have a chairman that is Iceman. It's wonderful. He can handle all the surprises that Alice give us. So I can't hear you so well, but I think you asked for the challenges for Catalonia and for Spain. And we think that we are in a quite promising moment of future. And of course, animation and video games, all the digital cultural industries are going to firstly place in the cultural lives, not only for producer, but also for general public. And I think that we'll understand the needs of the sector and reach the networking between all the European animation agents, and to harmonize the way that we can work is the best step to build a strong future for all of us. I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Okay, I would like to encourage all of you, even though perhaps sometimes you can't hear us or you can't see us, but we're still together in some kind of mysterious way. So thank you so much, Mark. And yeah, and I can see that people are writing something in the chat. We are welcoming Cisneros from Trana in Navarra. Hello, Arturo. I can see you now. Yes, this is amazing. So perhaps Arturo would like to add something.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Well, Well, I'm here representing the region, the Spanish region of Navarra, in the north of Spain. I'm the manager of the audiovisual cluster of Navarra, and I'm here, well, invited by Daniel Zimmerman because we are now building an agreement between the regions of Navarra and Valonia. And we are also thinking in the next future, thinking about the possibility to participate also here in Alice. No? So, I'm learning, and well, I'm very grateful of hear about you, and well, we share all of the main challenge. I mean, the training of the talent is one of the, the most important challenge we face. And as I've seen this morning, we all more or less share the same challenge. So, well, we hope to work together with you all in a short time. So, well, thank you very much for the invitation, and well, I'm here especially for learning about you.
Thank you, Arturo.
Yes?
Yes, no, I was just saying thank you. Thank you for working with us. I'm wondering, perhaps we could hear some insight from Marta from Puglia region. Marta, are you with us? I would like to.
I just can't switch on my camera, but it's okay.
Okay, we'll do it for you. If that doesn't work, then we're going to continue only with the voice. Okay?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just to say that in general here in Puglia we are a little, I can say, compared with your countries, we are a little bit behind. But despite this, we have really brilliant and creative minds and operators willing to remain here, so willing to produce something innovative. We just need to develop the right tools, in order to exploit the skills we have here. So the main challenges we are facing are, of course, the training. So more training, more specialized training is needed at the local level. Then more funds and more networking. And so we hope just to meet also partially these needs thanks to our action plan and thanks to the actions that Puglia region, with the support of Puglia Fair Commission, are carrying out in order to take these trends and create new opportunities for the territory. I'm just sorry that because of COVID-19 we could not meet our operators in presence all the time, and also I'm sorry about the fact that we could not organize a study visit, because I think that in this way we would have exchanged more good practice also among partners, and I think that we would have needed that. So just this.
All right. Yes. Thank you, Marta, for this feedback. And yeah, I was also thinking about study visits as a very nice, sort of tool of bridging people and industry participants and specialists together. But of course, we are still under this COVID curse, which makes things more complicated. Talking about the opportunities of the market, I would like to go to France and ask Jérôme Alain to share with us the French perspective. Yeah, you have to just unmute yourself. And
yes, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, for us it's I'm completely agree with Marta. Effectively, the COVID-19 was not a good news for your networking. But for us, the important is to offer for the French producer and regional producer the opportunity to develop the co-production in Europe. So it's the finality of ALICE. It's when I see the development in different regions, I think it's a good way to develop them. So we are very happy to be in the network.
Thank you, Jaron. And now let's move to Slovakia for the last tiny moment. And Martina, please share some of the biggest challenges on the Slovak side, and what was it like for you to participate in this project, and if there will be any additional insights you'd like to share.
Yes, thank you. Well, yes, the biggest challenge I would say was the exchange of the good practices. You know, we were the plan was to travel, to exchange, to meet, to involve our stakeholders as much. And today I was just thinking that we all, like partners, just met once physically. That was almost 2 years ago, right? And this was the biggest challenge to be on the track without this. I would say very basic thing, and to lose the contact because of the corona, but we cannot do with this basically anything. But still, we are very happy to be involved in this project. I think it opened up the dialogue about animation sector in Slovakia very much among our stakeholders and among the institutions and policymakers as well, because as we are at the Ministry of Culture, it is known here. So hopefully the national level will be also stronger after this project. And I'm very happy because the stakeholders are also very much appreciated that we are talking about the animation sector, that we are interested in it and interested in the improvements and in the sector as it is. So for me, the talking with them, to meeting them, and to be able to know their work and so on, it was great. And I would like to say also that I'm very much looking for the Slovak translation of the White Book, as I see this document as also very important for us, for the ministry, and for proving that that really these are the measures and these are the things that we needed. And as I said before during my presentation on the action plan, the tradition here on animation is really big, and I would be very happy. And I see the White Book as also important tool when strengthening the sector. So. Thanks.
Thank you, Martina. Okay, so maybe we can just wait for perhaps one tiny question from any other participants who are with us today. While we wait, I can say that from the perspective of a person who's on the production side, professionally, I have no words to express how important everything you've mentioned is. So I wanted to thank you for. We lost Poland. That's interesting. Yeah, but maybe we're going to continue anyway, since we don't know if we are. Yeah, maybe Daniel Zimmerman could tell us if we are heard and visible. Apparently.
That's a pity. I think we've lost our Polish friends.
Okay.
I'll give them a call.
Can we speak between each other, or you hear me or not?
Yeah, I can hear you, Daniel.
Yes, it works.
Okay, how are you?
I'll give them a call and see if they know that they're off.
Okay.
Maybe Flore, as it is recorded, maybe you can say a word of the working paper, the white paper, because it's, I think it's interest for people like Arturo to hear about it, and other people who will join us on YouTube and other channels after. But you have to switch your mic off on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Yes. So the white book has just been drafted, and it will be released in the fall. And it's a document that's just like pretty much compile every solutions that Alice has. Can you hear me?
We've lost you too, Flore.
Oh.
So it's like
okay.
a new game in town.
Can you hear me
Philippe
now?
speaking about gaming. Will you be the next one? Jérôme, take care.
Okay.
So I think there's a connection.
Hear you and we see you.
It's a pity. It's a pity.
Can you hear us? It's Poland calling you.
Maybe. I know that we have Sean also, who is the president chairman of the Polish Film Animation Association. Maybe he can tell us some words of the challenges his sector is facing in light of what we have talked here. What is one of the points for main important for him? Sean, are you here? I see you almost.
He disappeared. So
he disappeared. So.
Oh.
So pity.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So one of the Polish team said they're working on it.
So I can talk. Okay, so. So should.
Flore, are you trying to speak? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't know if I should talk about the white book or.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Nie, do 13:30
Ale to może są jakieś znaki.
Może Marta mogłabyś napisać, żeby Flora jeszcze powiedziała, skończyła o tej white book i
Beata is saying that she hears us, but I think we will have to wrap up soon because it's really a problem to not having all of you on board. So, Beata, Flore, if you can finalize what you were just saying. Flore?
Okay, so apparently they see and hear us.
No,
so for some reason we don't see them.
Yes.
Or hear them.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. Can you?
I can hear you.
If you. Okay. Okay. So I'll be very.
Thanks, Arturo. See you soon.
Okay, so I'll be really
Philippe,
short.
do you hear? I mean, I can be the only one speaking. So, is someone? Flore, are you trying to speak? Or?
Yes, I'm trying, but I know Beata can hear
Beata,
me.
she says that she hears Flore. So sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll be quick. Like the white paper will be released in the fall, and it compiles all the solutions that Alice has come up with over the past 2 years, and it's supposed to be like very much like a handbook. So it's about solutions that are directly implementable in the different regions in Europe. Sorry, I just don't know who can see me and who can hear me.
Everybody.
Okay. So yes, that's pretty much it. Like it's 4 chapters, summing up all the studies from the Alice's working group, and it's not too long, so I hope the right people will read it, and that it's gonna inspire new policies.
Okay, so I guess that perhaps if anyone can hear us or at least see us, can you see us and can you hear us? Maybe somebody can say yes on the chat. Yes, oh, we're back. Okay, great. It seems like we have some now serious technical problems, I have to admit. So thank you, Flor, for the information about the white book. I'm not sure whether we are going to be able to continue like that, because it seems like it's a lottery, who's in and who's out. So perhaps we should wrap it up right now, and I'd like to thank to all of you for being with us and sharing your insightful experience. And let's keep fingers crossed for the months to come and for the Alice project to continue. And I would like to give my special thanks to Daniel Zimmerman, who was hosting the meeting while we were gone. So thank you, Daniel, for your help, and thank you to all of you. And let's stay in touch and let's continue great work you are doing. Thank you, and have a good day. Thank you.